Hello, everybody. If you guys can hear me, send a message. I just want to make sure it's up properly. Is the video up? Okay, looks like it's finally up. The control panel here is not that great, so I can't actually tell when I go live. So, yeah, anyways, welcome to the DigiByte 6.14.2 release roundtable. Thank you, everybody, for coming here today. Just like previous roundtables, make sure to go ahead and drop any questions you may have in the official DigiByte Telegram chat or actually here on the YouTube live stream. That way I can answer them and then we can kind of go from there. I'm watching both chats. So once again, if you're joining here on YouTube, you can drop a question in the YouTube chat or you can drop a question in the DigiByte official chat room. So to go and get started, as you all know, we have just released a new wallet, version 6.14.2. We've been working on it for quite a while. It has a ton of new exciting features. At the same time, we are rolling out 3 simultaneous soft forks, as most of you know. One of those is, of course, SegWit. And if you have been following what's been happening in the Bitcoin blockchain space, you know that there is quite a debate and a controversy around SegWit itself. Earlier today, we posted a blog post on the official DigiByte website, digibyte.co, that explains why we are supporting SegWit for DigiByte. And I would recommend everybody go ahead and go check that out on the main DigiByte website. And to summarize that post, I feel it's important to go back and talk about why DigiByte was created in the first place. On January 10th, 2014, the news headline, Target data stolen from 110 million customers, was actually what was used to hash the original Genesis block for the DigiByte blockchain. And since then, all preceding blocks all tie back to that. Now, why was that block chosen? Why was that headline chosen? Because at the time, it was pretty obvious that there were some significant issues with the security and architecture of the internet. And this has just became, more prevalent and more obvious since then. So we knew and we could see that a decentralized blockchain had the ability to not only to provide a secure communications mean, but to help to secure other data across the internet. And that is why we came up with the name DigiByte, literally a digital byte of data. So that's kind of our vision for the future, where we see things going. We see DigiByte used as a blockchain to secure data transmission across the internet, to secure documents. As you know, that's one of the platforms we're working on, DigiSign. So some people are saying the video's not up. Some people are. I think it just takes a little bit of time wherever you may be in the world. Some people's connections will be a little bit more delayed. However, this will be recorded so you can come back and see it. So anyway, back to SegWit for DigiByte. The first and most important reason for why we have chosen to activate it is the transaction malleability fix. So have you ever wondered why when you send money to an exchange or to another person you have to wait a certain amount of confirmations? That's because when you send a transaction, until that transaction is confirmed in the blockchain, other people can watch it and they can adjust or change the actual ID and some of the other components of the transaction. So it's a security vulnerability. So SegWit will help eliminate that risk. If we can be the first ones to activate SegWit, which It looks like Litecoin is close. However, they have a 2-week activation period, where ours is only actually 1 week. And the next period, I believe, starts a day or two from now. So if we can get to 70%, we will be able to activate SegWit within the next 7 or 8 days. Now, currently, we've been between 56 to 58% activation. And what we found is there's literally 1 or 2 miners that have not updated yet, mining on script and then also SHA-256. So basically, if we can get another 10% of hash updated, we will be able to activate SegWit. So it's pretty exciting. So how can you help activate SegWit? Well, if you want to, you can go ahead and rent a script miner and point it towards one of your favorite mining pools or a pool that's updated. Some of those pools include Miners Pool EU, the Blocks Factory, Mining Pool Hub, Zpool, DigiHash, of course. You can actually see in the Block Explorer. Speaking of Block Explorer, it just went down right before this broadcast. As soon as I finish here, I'm going to get to work on getting it back up. Not sure exactly what's going on. We actually may have ran out of space on the server. I'm not quite sure. We need to troubleshoot it. But we'll get that back up right away. Yeah, so once again, if you want to help us activate SegWit, we need more mining support on script mainly, but then also SHA-256. One of the places you can actually go and rent miners if you've never rented a miner before is Mining Rig Rentals. If you just Google that. So yeah, so if we can combine SegWit with our current transaction speed, so our block timing, we're already 40 times faster than what Bitcoin is because we have 15-second blocks, and because of the benefits of multi-algorithm mining, so we have 5 independent mining algorithms on DigiByte, we have a very unique combination that allows for a very powerful blockchain that is decentralized, global, and worldwide. And if you combine that with the benefits of SegWit, you open the door for a whole new world of possible applications, including smart contracts and almost unlimited scalability of transactions with additions such as the Lightning Network, for example. And once again, if you go to digibyte.co, you can read our blog post on why we decided to activate SegWit. Now, another exciting feature that that SegWit allows for is actually cross-chain transactions. So if you can imagine sending a transaction from DigiByte onto the Bitcoin blockchain or Litecoin blockchain, that's a pretty cool idea. And just imagine if you can do a secure transmission of data. So say a document or a contract or something like that from blockchain to blockchain, or transfer ownership of some sort of asset or something. Some pretty exciting capabilities. So what are the phases that the soft fork will go through? Well, we're already at the first one. Well, the original one was what's known as threshold defined, where the change is defined on the network. The next one is the started phase, which is the one we are currently in. Now, once we have 70% of all the blocks during that phase signaling support for the 3 soft forks, SegWit included, we will move on to the locked-in phase, which is essentially the beginning of SegWit activation on the network. And then from there, one more period, so another 7 days, we will be at the active phase. And if for some reason we don't manage to activate it in the next 12 months, the final phase is actually the failed phase. But I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. So we got 12 months. What's the soonest SegWit could be activated? Like I said a little bit ago, about 8 or 9 days from now. That's the earliest. The next activation period starts here in the next 24 or 48 hours. I'd have to double check to be exact. So will DigiByte wallets start sending SegWit transactions after the activation? No. In fact, no wallets will start sending SegWit transactions right away. It's somewhat of a manual process. You got to do it from the command line with RPC commands, but it can be done. Obviously, we've tested that on our test developer net. If you want to see what a SegWit transaction looks like. We posted on Twitter, and then there's a picture also on the blog. And then finally, how do you track the activation of SegWit? If you go to segwit.digiexplorer.info, you can see the updated progress bar. So now let's get to some questions. So if you have some questions, feel free to drop them in the live chat on YouTube or in the official Telegram chat. It looks like we have a few more. So what is your plan to get 70% SegWit support? Well, like I said, we only need about another 10%. So we're going to keep getting the word out there. It hasn't quite been a week yet since we did the release. So sometimes people have set up auto profit switching pools and they've kind of forgot about them. So, as soon as the news kind of trickles out and permeates out a little bit more, hopefully we'll pick up that additional 10% here pretty quickly. And then also, like I said, if we can rally the community here, and if people feel like they want to pitch in and rent a miner, we could use the hash on script and SHA-256. Let's see. Any other questions I can answer? So once again, if you haven't updated yet, feel free to go ahead and download a wallet and update. If you have any issues or any suggestions or any concerns, feel free to join the official Telegram chat. The link is on the main DigiByte.co website. You can just scroll to the bottom and you'll see a link for Telegram chat. Let's see here. Looks like we have a little bit of a delay in some of the incoming messages. Yeah, so as far as other things, we're going to continue upgrading the DigiByte gaming wallet as well as the Android wallet here in the coming weeks. And we're going to continue our work on some of the other platforms we're working on, such as DigiSign. So currently, we've got some pretty exciting stuff in the works with DigiSign. We're going to be releasing more with that here in the coming coming future. But currently, our main focus is to get through this protocol upgrade. Yeah. So any more specific questions I can answer for anybody? Once again, check out that article on DigiByte.co. And help us get to 70%. Yeah. If so, let's see here. I'm not. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of weird. I missed the whole. I was in the wrong. Yeah, in the wrong chat section here. So my apologies. Yeah, the YouTube live streaming control panel had a chat, but it wasn't where everybody's in here chatting. Okay, what were your biggest challenges in implementing the new updates to the protocol? I think the biggest challenge is definitely getting everybody to get updated and to get to the 70%. As far as the code base is concerned, we worked for about 3 to 4 months, almost full time, a few of us, getting these changes there. There's a lot of changes. DigiByte at this point is on par with the latest version of Bitcoin, which is 0.14. And then obviously we have our enhancements such as DigiShield, multi-algo mining, and then multi-shield. So what other questions can I answer? Yeah, as far as price speculation, once again, I'm just going to reiterate this. I do not like to speculate on price. Obviously, I myself wish I had more DigiBytes, but all the ones I do have been purchased or mined myself on the market. But yeah, I don't like to do speculation, as I believe if we provide real-world utility, real-world applications, eventually that'll come along as necessary. Yeah, any more questions I can answer? What's the ETA for DigiSign? We're actually working on carrying out a couple use cases at the moment. I don't have an exact date on that, but it is in the works and it is in progress. So, like I said, our main focus right now is just trying to get through this protocol upgrade. As all you know, it's a lot of work. Once we get through this, we have the ability to easily activate soft forks in the future. One of the potential soft forks we are looking at is actually a mining algorithm swap. There has been ongoing discussion in the community about potentially swapping out Drossel or potentially swapping out Quibbit. After going through this SegWit activation thing, it's pretty obvious that the only people that are keeping us from signaling activation right now are actually ASICs. So script ASICs and SHA-256 ASICs. And if you look at the heavy centralization of mining in Bitcoin, basically, I'm potentially thinking maybe we want to swap one of those algorithms out. But yes, what about CSV? Yeah, that's one of the two soft forks in progress, and currently they are both. All three of our soft forks are signaling the same percentage. So, what do you think about becoming more active on Reddit? I would absolutely love it. Our Reddit page has been there for about 3 years. The first year or so was active, but then it seems like a lot of our community stayed on Bitcoin Talk, and then now a lot of our community is on Telegram. But sure, we could use more activity for sure. Anything that can get the word out. Yeah. Okay, so what are some of the ways that SegWit can be used in real-world business applications? Well, absolutely. The first and foremost thing is smart contracts. And along with check sequence verify, which is CSV, which is one of the other soft forks, we are able to, basically, put Ethereum-like smart contracts on top of DigiByte, but in a more rigid, secure environment because of the parameters and the way that a UTXO blockchain actually, works. You said we would meet the rest of the team in the office. Did I miss that? Well, here's the deal. Right now it is 11:20 p.m. Most of our users and most of our community are either in Europe or they're in the United States. So to get a time zone, to get the most, people watching, the most people involved, usually happens, I think we did one of these at 2 a.m., one at 6 a.m., this one's at 11 p.m. So obviously we don't keep everybody here, overnight. We do work around the clock, but not like that. So let's see. What do you think about a new CPU hard algo with a mine that digi button in the wallet? I would absolutely love that. I've always kind of envisioned if we can keep one out of our mining algorithms for CPU, one for ASICs, just because there is a big market for used ASICs out there. A lot of people made an investment and their miners are now obsolete. And if they can be used to help secure our blockchain, that's great. And then, one or two algorithms for GPU, and then maybe 2 ASIC algos, which is what we have now. So yeah, absolutely. The danger with the CPU hard algo is, obviously botnets, because malware can be exploited not only on computers but also cell phones. So that is something to be concerned, and that's why I wouldn't think we'd want to do more than one. Yeah. So any more questions I can answer? Like I said, go and check out the digibyte.co, why we support SegWit. And yeah, if you feel like renting some hash, throw it at Script or SHA. And unless there's any more questions, I think I'm going to go ahead and set this down. Oh, so will there ever be a fiat DGB exchange? we would love to get on Coinbase or one of the other big fiat exchange points. Um, part of the issue is, we can't, you know, I think if we can keep what we're doing, a lot of other exchanges are going to notice us. And if you feel, go ahead and contact your favorite exchange and ask them to add that. That would be great. So is SegWit stuck at the moment? Why is that? It looks like it has stalled for the last 24 hours, and it does look like we have 2 or 3 individual miners that have about 8 or 9% of the hash. One script, one in particular. It looks like they just don't know there's an update yet. It looks like an auto profit switching pool or an independent hash farm somewhere. But if you check the blockchain, it looks like those miners have been with us for quite some time now. So it doesn't look like they were just thrown at the network to try and stop us. So I think it's more likely they just haven't heard about the update yet. So that's why it's important to keep getting the word out there, keep spreading it throughout the blockchain and cryptocurrency community, and to keep. We've made a lot of progress. Like I said, we're not even 7 days since the release yet. We've had almost 11 or 1,200 wallet installs, which is quite a few. So yeah. Will DGB have some reward system to attract investors? I mean, there's already people that are mining that are getting rewards, and then obviously, if are you referring to a proof of stake system? Because one of the discussions we had was, what is the possibility of having proof of work, multi-algorithm mining, plus 20%. So like, let's say we swap out one algorithm for proof of stake. So it's a combination of where we use the 4 algorithms for proof of work to re-update the to secure the proof of stake system. Any word on DGB gaming payouts? Well, we have been focused 110% on this protocol upgrade. We have plenty of changes that we have planned for DigiByte Gaming, and we plan on starting to work on that here again in the near future. Currently, we've paused them because there were a couple issues with CSGO and with World of Warcraft. The reality is, actually, there's no way we can securely interact with those 2 APIs. The only one we can actually do in the future is League of Legends, because people could exploit the game itself. So, last one from me. Any idea what percentage multi-pool, NiceHash, and mining rig rentals have? Multi-pool and NiceHash, I was able to identify. They were only maybe a few percent, maybe 2 or 3%. As far as mining rig rentals, I actually don't know. I have not been able to identify which one they are. I'm not sure. So feel free to tweet at them or send them a message. Possibly it's them. I think they're the largest. Actually, and I don't know about NiceHash either. Multi-pool is the one I was able to identify. NiceHash and mining rig rentals are the 2 places you can rent ASICs. But I do know that they do point those ASICs towards a pool that does auto profit switching. So if we can identify that, maybe they are the ones. So if somebody knows the answer to that, I would love to hear that. Yeah. So any other questions I can answer? Okay. Is there some sort of marketing roadmap for DGB? If you can see, if you go and look at previous Digi roundtables that were released earlier this year, we go over that. Why do you have a WD-40 bottle in the background? Well, this is a hard-working office. We do a lot of exciting things here, and a can of WD-40 always comes in handy. Where can you find more information on DGB mining? If you search the internet, we don't have a central spot. We were talking about adding more information to the GitHub repository. But if you look at various and assorted articles out there, there's plenty of information. It is a fairly complex thing, but that is also one of the reasons why it helps to secure the network. But our future vision is to help simplify that for beginners so they can help participate and secure the network. Any more questions? If not, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. And once again, thank you all for um, the tie. Yeah, I decided to bring the tie back. I had it. It's actually the same tie I used, I think, at the very first cryptocurrency convention in 2014. Maybe we should get 24 to start selling them out of his store in the Netherlands. Yeah. So anyway, thanks everybody, and we'll catch you next time.